Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TV's Noah Houlihan, and I am the advocate, or rather, the host of a pending, up-and-coming, very poorly produced web show, Ring Psychology. Let's go. So if we're going to talk about wrestling right now, we should start with the biggest draw in wrestling. And that, of course, is Brock Lesnar. The Beast. The Conqueror. The next big thing. That last one is my favorite nickname for Brock. It really shows the good booking and talent of Brock Lesnar. You see, Paul Heyman called Brock the next big thing when he debuted attempting to murder Al Snow, Maven, and Spike Dudley in a hardcore triple threat match on Raw in March 18th, 2002. Now here we are in 2018, and he is in fact the big thing. However, this does beg the question. If Brock is the next big thing, who is the first big thing? I mean, you can't be the next anything unless you're replacing something. So, who did Brock replace? Well, I'm here to tell you that Brock is actually the next Andre the Giant. Now, to understand how Brock is the new Andre the Giant, you have to first understand Andre the Giant. And to understand Andre the Giant, you have to first understand Haystacks Calhoun. Calhoun was a wrestler in the 1960s and 70s, standing at 6'4" and over 600 pounds, and is often credited as being wrestling's first giant. His enormous size made him a huge box office draw. People would come from all over to see him perform his signature maneuvers like the Big Splash and the hitting a guy with a horseshoe and the sitting on his opponent. Seriously, go look at ObsessedWithWrestling.com's list of moves for this guy. Sitting on dudes is number 2. Number 2! What's that? ObsessedWithWrestling.com doesn't exist anymore? Look, guys, I've been sitting on this show idea for a while, so the research was done a while ago. So just deal. It was there, trust me. It was funny. So as you might imagine, Calhoun does not have many 5-star matches under his size 48 belt. The size of the man was great, but his ring skills were less than that. So Calhoun spent most of his career in tag team matches and battle royals to hide his lack of skills. Seriously. Of the 407 matches Calhoun is credited for appearing in, over 2/3 of them are multi-man matches. So in other words, think of Calhoun as an old-school version of the Great Khali. Sure, he's not the best wrestler, but that's not really even the point. The point is to make you go, oh my god, you gotta see this guy. He's so big. Hey, come to the show with me next week and see him. He's so big. So as a result, this became common practice of how you book a giant. Show how big and strong they are. Throw a bunch of guys at them. Have a match that's mostly pushing and shoving and taunts. Everyone cheers. Repeat in next town. However, what happens when you meet someone that has it all? Someone who's not only a giant, but could also work in the ring. Enter Andre the Giant. Now, before you tell me that Andre can't work and how awful his matches with the Ultimate Warrior were, I know they were awful, but let me say this. He wrestled in an era where a signature maneuver of the 2 biggest stars in the company were an elbow drop and a leg drop. In a time where a finisher was simply allowing your body to succumb to gravity, Andre could work. Especially if you compare him to other giants of the time, like Uncle Elmer or the Great Gonzalez. The Great Gonzalez. That ring gear. Ew. Andre the Giant stood at an actual 7 feet tall and over 500 pounds. He truly was something to behold. However, since Giants were booked a certain way, it took a while to get Andre out of the handicap matches and the Battle Royals. But he eventually broke the Giant mold and went on to have singles feuds with the likes of Big John Studd, Hulk Hogan, Jake the Snake Roberts, and yes, the Ultimate Warrior. Andre the Giant is a great in-ring performer with tons of charisma in addition to being gigantic. Just like Brock Lesnar. Sure, Brock is not the best on the mic, but with English being Andre's second language, Andre was not the best either. But they can both get their points across because actions speak louder than words. Brock, on top of being entertaining and a great worker, is a beast of a man who is a spectacle to see. The difference in size between them and basically any opponent they face is clear and gets you invested before the bell even rings. Hey, wait. I think you've made a mistake. Wouldn't the next Andre the Giant be the Big Show? Sure, that seems to make sense. He stands at 7 feet tall and debuted as simply the Giant, under the guise of actually being Andre's son. So clearly he's a giant. Despite his size, he's worked some great matches. Hell, in WCW, he did missile drop kicks off the top rope. Missile drop kicks. So he could work. Plus, he was really funny. Remember when Big Show did characters? He was like Shokishi and the Showster and the New Year's Baby. Ugh. New Year's Baby. Ugh. Giant Gonzalez. So why isn't Big Show the next Andre the Giant? Big Show lacks the final key component. Exclusivity. JR said it himself on Legends of Wrestling. The Big Show can talk. He's an athletic guy for his size. Andre was an attraction. You only saw Andre on special occasions, and he was not overexposed. In my opinion, Big Show would be much more special of an attraction if I didn't see him every week on Raw. When you saw Andre, it was a special occasion. That was a terrible JR impression, and I apologize to everyone. Now you see, Big Show, we're not trying to be mean when we say please retire to you. We're just giving you solid career advice. You're just working too hard. So to create a new Andre the Giant, you have to create a superstar that is in demand and not around all the time. And that is harder than it seems. Let's go back to the Haystacks Calhoun Great Khali example. As a modern day equivalent to Calhoun, Khali was booked the same way. But Calhoun was beloved, and Khali is mostly despised. Why is that? Well, while Calhoun made you say, "Oh my God, you gotta see this guy. He's so big. Here, come to the show with me next week." The Great Khali makes you say, "Oh my God, you gotta see this guy. He's so big. Here, let me Google him. Or let's watch The Longest Yard. Or Get Smart. Or follow him on Twitter. Look, here he is at the gym. And here he is at the gym. It's another one of him at the gym. Gym again." The fact that we have this much access to the Great Khali at all times means the Great Khali isn't special. He's just a really large man who has really subpar matches. Brock Lesnar, on the other hand, can be booked like giants that were booked in the territory days as a special attraction, as a rarity, as someone you can only see on the most important shows in WWE. Brock has openly said he hates people. He currently lives in the middle of nowhere just so he can avoid human contact. It has been said that Brock keeps his phone in his mailbox far from the house. If you want to talk to him, you have to know when he's checking his mail. It is that hard to talk to Brock Lesnar. In doing this, he has made himself an exclusive. If you want to see Brock Lesnar, you have to watch WWE. If you want to see him fight, you have to watch a WWE pay-per-view. Or maybe UFC, we'll see. But in an age of the internet, this is how you build a special attraction. You make him literally hard to see. You can't see Brock Lesnar unless you watch the WWE. And I mean that literally, not in the weird John Cena way. So there you have it. Both are huge, intimidating giants who are charismatic and could work and only showed up for special attractions. It doesn't stop there either. Both were booked as undefeatable monsters despite having been defeated before. On March 21st, 1987, Piper's Pit, Andre the Giant was given a trophy for a 15-year undefeated streak. He had lost a battle royal to Hercules literally a month before at Saturday night's main event, even if they didn't air it until 2 weeks before WrestleMania 3. And he had lost many times in tag team matches. He was DQ'd, he was counted out a few times. And when it came to straight one-on-one losses, Antonio Inoki defeated Andre the Giant by TKO on October 7th, 1976, clearly within the supposed 15-year winning streak. Brock, on the other hand, has been said to be invincible, but since his return, he has lost to John Cena, Triple H, The Undertaker, and Bill Goldberg, which is close to a third of all of his opponents. Additionally, both men have a loudmouth manager, lost in the main event of WrestleMania, and tend to be seen with beautiful blondes. So there you have it. Brock is the big thing, the big draw, the Andre the Giant of our time. Disagree with me? Then feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll argue back because it's fun to argue about wrestling on the internet. Agree? Then drop me a like. Either way, be sure to subscribe so you can argue with me on the next video, which will have a couple more stipulations. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.